Magic and astrology. Is it connected? And if so, how is it connected? And this is a topic that is close to my heart because I am both an astrologer and magician. And I would like to bring magic and also paganism and astrology into this world, because with it we will have a better world. Well, in essence, astrology can be divorced from magic if you just purely look into astrology and don't look at the magical aspects of it, because magic in itself is a thing that we do voluntarily or involuntarily, it doesn't matter. Well, the involuntary part will also be that if you look at astrology and incorporate it into your life, obviously that will carry forth a particular magic into your life if you want it or not. But in terms of active magic, you can absolutely divorce these two. But because I am both, obviously I'm going to connect to both. Now, my way and how I connected to this, and perhaps I would even say that my core of magical practice is based on astrology, simply for the fact because if I cast a natal chart of someone, or myself in that case, could be that I see that a person is just simply very lucky with their grand trines, sextiles everywhere. And there's some people who just have, well, you could almost say bad luck, been born at the wrong time, at the wrong place. While that is true to a certain degree, great people have very often difficult aspects in the natal chart, because they overcame them and they grew from those obstacles. They achieved greatness. And someone who is very lucky, every one of us knows some of these kind of people who just walk around in life never knowing what they're going to do next, and it always just seems to fall in their lap. And as people, their personalities might not be as developed, who has gone through some really hard cycles. Yes, there's the dark night of the soul, which everyone has to go through, but even some people are just extremely lucky when this comes to fruition. And in my personal journey, I don't have a super difficult natal chart, but whenever it comes to the planet Saturn, he seems to always be in a position to wreak havoc. And in that case, I have been extremely unhappy in life, obviously because if we don't grow up with this kind of astrological thinking, we fight it in very obviously the wrong ways. And that's what I did too. I fought it in the wrong ways. Now that I know about astrology, I was able to adapt, but in that sense, my natal chart doesn't give me what I actually yearn for in that sense. So I do not necessarily accept my astrology. And for some astrologers, this might sound absolutely crazy, but at one point I heard about that if you look up the birth charts of royals and very, very rich, influential, powerful people, you might not get the true birth dates of them. And, like, for example, there was a new baby within the British royal family, and sort of like just a few hours after birth, this baby seemed to have been very big and very strong already. It was very obvious that the child has been born days, perhaps even weeks earlier. And that is because a magician can use the natal charts to curse another person. And that's where I sort of like began this journey of, well, if they can do it, sort of like hide their natal chart, what they were also effectively doing was casting a new one. And although the stars don't necessarily care what you do in that regard, they have very obviously magically enchanted their new natal chart. They have put power into it. So if you look at the royals' natal charts, they are very lucky for them, although they are false. And if you look at their transits and whatnot, it does seem to happen with the false natal charts. They have magically induced those charts, those made-up charts. And, well, these people that are on the top, they aren't stupid. They're doing something right. Hence, I looked into doing things right. There are workings by the Golden Dawn, I believe it is. Or is it the OTO? I'm not sure. Perhaps both. But essentially, you can temporarily or even permanently mute certain aspects within your natal charts, superimpose other things. You can duplicate planets. You can do so many things with your astrology. So, like, for example, if you want someone to be very fat, you would cast his natal charts, perhaps take away his Jupiter from his second house and place it in the first house. You took away his money and made him very fat. You could do something very crazy, is take away the 4 elements, the 4 zodiacs, the 12 zodiac signs, and the 7 planets, plus Chiron perhaps, and just more or less erase everything out of a natal chart. This is a little bit more dangerous because you can lose your grounding, and it's not meant in the sense that I take away the earthy elements and leave the rest. It is a total loss of grounding and can send you into a mental state. I forgot the words. In Hinduism is where people try to reach liberation, moksha, and there's a certain state that they reach where they become like toddlers, and some of them even forget how to properly release themselves or relieve themselves somewhere, so they then actually have to use diapers for a while. That is not an exaggeration, and it's a point that's people here, if they would be subjected to that or reach that state, they would just end up in a mental ward. And in these specific cases, you actually need someone who understands the spiritual side of it and takes care of you and builds you up in the correct way. Our mental institutions would absolutely, utterly destroy them. This is something I've been working on for myself, so I have actually banished these things and have, with protection of deities, because there's no human around me who would actually help me in this case. So I had to ask my ancestral gods to protect me, and I did this so that I could quickly transition from one natal chart to a next one. I kept some of the core meanings of my natal charts, but just rearranged a few planets. I haven't erased everything. Well, I did actually, but only just for a very brief moment of time where I banished and re-invoked. So that might have been a matter of 10 minutes, maybe, perhaps. So, yeah. That aside, I have had other astrologers call me absolutely nuts for this, and well, the thing is, things are going much better now, extremely so. So, but it's rather recent that I've done this, and let's just see what the results are. Switching back to your old natal charts is extremely quick. So there's always like a failsafe there. And that's how I sort of like connect astrology to magic. Obviously, there are other ways for stellar magic and the like, where you invoke some of the 15 Bohemian fixed stars, or where you try to banish a single transits, or that you even align with certain transits and certain energies. that you fire them up more when you have like a very lucky Jupiter transition, that you invoke and fire the Jupiter up even more, or stuff like that. To completely rearrange your natal chart is a very long and intense process. I wouldn't say it's difficult per se, but it is time and energy consuming. Um, if anyone would be interested in that, I could teach that in one-on-one classes, along with other magical workings, basic magical workings, or chaos magic workings. But this would require a lot of time and perhaps resources. And if it's only about resources, perhaps I could take over the magic part for you if you're interested in a much better natal chart, better zodiac. Obviously, ask. Um, I would do divination before performing any such acts, because this goes very deep into a person's core, and I'm not going to just meddle with that. And only with the explicit okay of a client would I actually meddle into these things. So, but if you're interested, you can contact me under starsandwands at gmx.net. If you want to just see what your natal chart holds for you in your life, then you can just go to my website, starsandwands.com, link in the description below, and you can book a reading with me there. It would be advisable to do so anyway. If you don't know about your natal charts, we'd have to look at it first anyway. But that being said, I hope you like the content of the video, and I hope to see you in the next one.